where they have proudly supported missions from shuttle launches to recreational boating. The commitment to quality ensures that every life jacket produced is equipped to save lives. Maximum inflation. And here is our grid from Pro Class 1.
Lane 1, 222 is Mobile X Walmart with Giovanni Carpatella, who just had a good run in Factory 450, and owner Darren Nicholson is driving. Lane 2 is 22, Morpheus 8, Carlos De Quesada, John Tomlinson on the throttles. Lane 3 is Monster Energy MCon, Myrick Coyle on the wheel, Tyler Millard on the throttles. Lane 4 is DeFalco Racing, Mike Falco on the wheel, Billy Moore throttling. DF Young is owner Rich Wyatt, as Todd just said, and the driver is Alex Pratt, the owner of Good Boy Vodka. And number 11, X Insurance, Randy Kent is on the wheel of that boat, and Britt Lilly is on the throttles. We're also, after these boats start, we're going to have 3 boats in Super V, which is race-winning brands with Ed Wendt and Bill McComb, both from Sarasota, Florida. Team 25 with Kirk Brito and Rob Lockyer from the UK on the throttles. That is a 42-foot fountain. And Team Farnsworth Hancock Claims, a 42 fountain. Elijah Kingery is driving, and Anthony Smith from Brick, New Jersey is throttling. And then in the extreme class, which is the 36 skater with the 500-horse Mercury outboards, the father and son team of George and Michael Stancomb. The Class 1 boats are going to run 10 laps, 44.8 mile course, or 4.8 mile course, and the Super Vs and the Extreme are running 8 laps.
So the X Insurance boat there, you see, that's the one that flipped over here in the harbor, went to head over heels right off by the pier house, and they've completely rebuilt that boat. And
all the signatures are still on it.
Yep, Britt Lilly is now throttling that boat. So Britt Lilly, who just came from the win driving the Dirty Money teams, is in that cockpit with Randy Kent out of Missouri, X Insurance.
And when Britt finally found out he got the chance to throttle a race boat in Class 1 and kind of follow in his late father's footsteps, he was so psyched. He's just always been like, I've really had good throttlement. I'm not sure I need to. But now he's getting the opportunity, and he says he's enjoying it. So, but here's Morpheus coming out a little late. They're off camera. Everyone else is on the parade lap, and Morpheus 8's is just getting on plane. So
that's the biggest of the victory holes out there.
Yep.
So, again, it's off camera. We're just focusing in on the grid. The 6 boats that are out. Morpheus is passing in front of us here at the broadcast booth. Start-finish line here at the outer mole. A lot going on here, the X Insurance VIP area.
It looks like they're going to take a shortcut and just get caught up with everyone rather than go all the way around.
Yeah, just catch up with the grid as they come around. So Billy, we had an exciting race in Super Cat. Now you move up, boats are bigger. This is more, everybody's running the same power. These aren't the naturally aspirated engines that we saw in Super Cat. This is different. 1100 to QC 4V, Mercury turbocharged engines, Mercury specs these engines. And they tech them at the end of every race. So Class 1 was known as kind of the apex of racing for so many years. Certainly overseas when the Victory team was racing, and racing was largely taking place in Europe and the Middle East. Now they've kind of reset the rules here where everybody, it's not checkbook racing anymore like it was with Victory. That had a $60 million budget. They won everything. I think they won 17 out of 24 races at one time. Now this racing is just like everything else here in the United States in the major national classes, where it has a one-class design. Everybody's got the same stuff.
Yeah, I had a good chat with I ended up under the Grade L tent with all the Mercury Racing technicians who are here to support the Class 1 boats, and I said, for the broadcast, everyone asks us, how come they just can't take the Guardian out of a race application. And the guy said, well, if you really look at it, you're not going to have Guardian if you set your boat up right.
That's what he said.
And he pointed to when D.F. Young whipped ran away from everyone, had their water pressure problems right.
Yeah.
DeFalco, same thing. When Billy spent a lot of time chasing the water pressure, and when he got it right, they were on first in the pole position qualifying, and they won wire to wire. So there could be something to that.
Yeah, the motor don't go into Guardian by itself. It has to have some help somewhere else, Oil pressure,
And
water
it's
pressure,
usually
voltage.
He said they did
So
say
many
the
things.
first thing that's probably going to go off is the exhaust temperature.
Exhaust temps.
And that means it's not getting enough water right off the bat.
Right.
So you do have to make sure that the water's moving through the system properly.
Yeah.
But if you
And
do
then-
that,
Yep, and then Guardian shuts them down completely. They have to stop the boat, reset everything, and then they get going again.
All right, here's
Here
Pro
we
Class
have a
1.
class.
Yep.
We gotta
All right,
start.
I got it, Eric. Here comes the pace boat on camera. Yellow flag up, and the green flag is now up. So our grid is on the move, and there you go. The race is on in Pro Class 1 for the Key West World Championships presented by Performance Boat Center.
Mobile X Walmart in the inside lane.
That boat's been on ice for a year.
Yep.
They only broke it out just when they got back stateside here. Darren Nicholson working on it for 3 days. Looking good early on the inside line.
And it looked like Morpheus was on his hip, but I don't know who's there now. We'll have to see when they make the turn.
Seemed like when I was doing the podium that the wind had picked up just a little bit. Don't think it's going to affect these big boys.
No, and the V-bottoms are going to be coming up behind them. Yeah, they're just starting in the harbor now, so that's not going to.
Yeah. Wind still indicating out of the east-southeast at 11 at Fort Zachary. Big boats taking the turn. Pro Class 1 on their first lap of 10 here at the Southernmost Continental Championships. First of 2 days of racing, Key West Worlds.
It'll be interesting to see who set up for the rough part of the course and who set up for the. Because, like Willie Cabeza said, this is two courses in one, really.
Oh, yeah. The V's are green.
Yeah, on
V's
the-
are green.
And
Yeah,
here
the
goes
outside-
Hancock Claims
Yep.
on the inside. Peppers is on the outside, the outboard boat running on its own.
So your Super Vs, 3 of them, they're running alongside the 36-foot skater, George Stancombe and Michael Stancombe, running the twin 500s.
Like I say real quick about Hancock Claims, I was talking to Wynn just a minute ago about that Super Cat boat, and he said he's got a couple of spare engines in the trailer, and they're going to put them in tonight, and they'll be back on Sunday with that boat.
Look at this, a grid of Pro Class 1 boats into Key West Harbor. Some skip in front of the fans. Bow riding a little bit high on our leader. It
Yep.
looks like DeFalco.
Mobile X
Mobile X,
Walmart.
excuse me. So, triple
Morpheus and DeFalco side by side. We'll give it to Morpheus this lap. MCon fourth,
X Insurance,
X Insurance fifth,
DF Young.
DF Young sixth.
So the Mobile X Walmart team picking up right where they started off. They led all the way last year, and they're off to a good start here, leading lap number 1 of 10 in Pro Class 1. Darren Nicholson from Australia and Giovanni Carpitello from Italy.
And did you know Darren Nicholson is a competitive sailboat racer? That's how he kind of got going in all of this. So the navigational element is probably an advantage for him.
A little different power in those things, too, huh?
Taking a look at the X Insurance and MCon Monster Energy race team. There's your leader, Mobile X Walmart. Boat kept in the United States. Darren and Giovanni race many different disciplines. They race in Australia. Buddy McGrath races along with them. They race XCAT overseas. There's MCon and X Insurance from the Rick Lindsay X Insurance Helicam.
Yeah, because the boat down in Australia is Boost Mobile sponsorship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But here's MCon, and now here's our leader in I'm guessing this is Farnsworth.
Here come the V's. You can hear them coming.
Yep.
So we'll struggle a little bit with glare, folks, right into the camera. That is Hancock Claims. Farnsworth.
The former Taboo boat named for Bill Mazzoni's daughter.
Race-winning brands.
Bill McComb and Ed Went in second place.
Cortez Cove Fountain Racing in third. switch to our third place boat in Super V. And coming into your picture will be the Extreme Boat Peppers. Legendary George
Here
Danko.
goes X Insurance is making a move on Monster.
So we're seeing quite a battle there for the 5 position.
Yep.
X Insurance and Imcon. Great shot as they
Turn
come
two.
around. X Insurance took the dive inside, and Monster Energy to the outside off State Park Fort Zachary Taylor. And our next boat through is our leader in Pro Class 1, Mobile X, Walmart.
Oh, DeFalco's up to 2 now. Morpheus 3.
They were deck to deck, side by side. Now DeFalco's pulled out. X Insurance comes through, and in fourth,
5th is
Monster Energy.
And DF Young 6th. Yeah, DF Young wants more bump. They're the biggest boat in the fleet.
All 6 Pro Class 1 boats through in after 2 laps. All still on the grid. Again,
Whoa.
a good shot. Looking back into Key West
He
Harbor.
did a little. Oh, wait, what's? Oh, okay, it's just a.
X Insurance trying to cut the buoy short there and got a little sideways.
Yeah,
didn't they?
yeah. He.
It's
kicked-
slippery down there.
He kicked it a little, but
Yeah,
good save.
very good save. It's hard to pull out of those things in those big cat boats.
Randy Kidd, Britt Lilly coming out of Key West Harbor now southwestbound out to turn 1. Good shot of the Morpheus team. Carlos de Casada and John Tomlinson in the largest boat in the field, 48-foot Victory hull.
Sponsored by a plastic surgery.
Application
Yep.
program. Had a good long talk with Gary Stray, their crew chief, yesterday about that. And he is talk about mad scientist.
The stuff.
The stuff he was talking to us about and the program that he was working on at the side of racing. And he's, of course, he worked for Victory for decades. And to get him to sit around and tell you some stories about what it was like to work with a $60 million budget, he got to really do some cool stuff, and that's why he is the genius that he is. Gary Stray, their team manager of Morpheus. Here comes your leader in Super V, Farnsworth Hancock Claims.
Yeah, Elijah was telling me the first time Anthony got in this boat with the Arnesons, he was like, because he's ran Instigator, Knucklehead, whatever you want to call it, so much. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, I kind of like this.
Yeah.
Race-winning brands.
That's a skater.
That is a skater. 39.9 they call it. Let's just call it a 40.
Now, was that the Spider-Man boat? Or was that?
Heard you ask that question before. Here comes your leader.
Yep.
They're turning laps fast. Mobile X.
Yeah, they're going to catch the
Walmart.
V's.
DeFalco still second.
Good to see Cortez Cove back out here. They had some major engine problems last year in that
Yep.
fountain, so they got
Morpheus
to figure it
third.
out. Boats are losing weight. They're going to get faster. Leads are going to change.
Monster.
DF Young is trying to sneak in on Monster.
Yeah.
Yep.
Might be coming to DF Young a little bit.
X
Maybe needed to
Insurance.
burn off some fuel.
X Insurance, Monster Energy, DF Young. Again, all 6 Pro Class 1 boats still out and racing.
And there's DeFalco. Oh, now we got Peppers coming through. Good to see George back out here.
Yeah, how cool is that? How old is George?
I asked him the other day. He wouldn't tell
He
me.
wouldn't. I'm going to guess he's 70 to 80, somewhere in that range.
But he said he just did the dunker while he was here. He
Yeah.
passed everything he had to pass.
He's
so.
a cool guy, man. I love talking to him.
Good look at the 43 victory of Mike Falco.
And Billy Moore.
And Billy Moore on his throttleman to Falco Racing. Now on to Cortez Cove. Back to Falco. Falco Construction. Beautiful livery of that boat of the Skyline, New York City.
Man, that X Insurance boat looks good today.
It does.
Holy cow. Back from all that damage, and they're just out there.
Good shot
Taking care
of
of business.
the Monster Energy boat as well. Amazing project, Peter Ledden. took on to redo that transom, put the number 6s on it, and take the BPM drives off of it, the rudder. Quite a project.
Now the X Insurance boat, is that still running the fixed 6s with the rudder?
It is, yes, sir.
Okay.
That's also the rudder that tore off last year in St. Pete Bay, and they put a thing online to some divers. Whoever finds it will give you a reward, and they found that sucker, and it's back on the boat.
Yeah, there's your leader from the X Insurance Helicam, Mobile X, Walmart.
Savvy Navi is also backing them. It's a navigation app.
Yeah, the 222 Offshore Australia team. Darren Nicholson, he teams up with Giovanni Carpatella. As
this lap traffic's going to come into play here too, with the Waste Running Brands and Hancock Team Farnsworth.
He's coming down after him. We'll get you an interval, let you know how far behind.
If they all make it to that turn 3 together, it's going to be a different story down there.
Here comes Hancock.
Yeah, and there's Mobile X.
So Mobile X through.
DeFalco's right behind him.
Only 4 seconds off the pace is DeFalco. Morpheus still leading the charge on the podium in 3rd.
Race-winning brand second. Whoa!
X Insurance off the live stream screen. Here for our local fans on the mole watching. Through in 4th. There they are on the screen. Monster Energy and
DF Young.
DF Young, good boy Vaca will.
Interesting to see it being in the outside lane. DF Young just kind of tries to keep the speed up, going and take the wider line.
Pretty impressive that, yeah, they could have this boat mothballed.
Yeah.
And here comes Cortez Cove Racing. Running in 3rd, Kirk Brito and
They're
Rob
closing
Lockyer.
the gap. That DeFalco boat is closing the gap on 222.
Yeah, Billy's not going to give it to him.
Again, he told me they didn't do anything with that engine until they got here stateside and took a look at it, put it, on the truck and pulled it down here, and then they started working on it, and didn't touch it in the water until it was here in Key West. There goes the Monster Energy 438 skater. Tyler Miller and
Myra
Coyle are back out of the water for the 2nd time today. Had a disappointing 3rd lap where their 388 skater broke down in Supercat racing.
We ran against those guys, or not against them, but side by side with Monster Energy Pro Class 1 boat at Lake of the Ozarks. They were the only one there, and we were the only one in our class there, so let us run out there. And we ran our boat at Fountain about 115 down the river there, and then they stayed with us for about a lap or 2, and then they just checked out. That thing is so fast, so fast.
Watch our boats make that turn in front of the fans of Ford Zachary Taylor. Those look to be your 2 lead boats in Pro Class 1.
Let's see where Mike decides to go here. Oh, now we're going to look at the
back overhead. Look at the Monster Energy race team from the X Insurance Helicam, and now back to ours. See what that interval is. He had a 4.97 second lead previously. Turned that lap 2 minutes 42 seconds.
About a little more.
Yep, 6.5 seconds now. So he gained 2.5 seconds on that lap. As we're watching Monster Energy on the live stream, but it was the Mobile X Walmart team with the lead. DeFalco losing about 2 seconds on them. Watch X Insurance come through. They're running in 4th behind Morpheus.
But is DeFalco content to run 2nd on day 1? Play the long game.
That'd be 2 of them for Billy Moore.
Yeah.
If he can get it done.
2 second places.
Monster Energy Pro Class 1 team running in 5th now.
Uh-oh.
And
where's the big silver and green boat?
Which one?
DF Young. I haven't seen him come by.
You're right. Young was trailing the pack as race-winning Brands through the skater, continuing to hold on to second. All of our boats up to this point have been through on all their laps, for the exception now we haven't seen the DF Young Good Boy Vodka team.
That Hancock Claims Team Farnsworth's got to feel good now. You know, the cat going down like that and this boat performing like it is.
Well, here's a V-bottom I think that's Farnsworth Claims as soon as you said that.
No.
On one motor.
Down to one. That's why we had 3 boats for a while.
Oh, no,
Team Woody.
that's
Cortez Cove.
Cortez Cove, yep.
It is a fountain, though, so it's hard to see with that glare which one it is coming at us.
But that shape and the tractor pipes.
Yeah.
Okay, they seem all right now.
Hey, they're back on.
Those poor guys have just been chasing stuff all year.
I know the feeling, Eric.
Yeah.
There's your Super V leader right now after 4 of 8 laps for them.
Yeah, and we're at
the Farnsworth Hancock Claims, Elijah Kingery and Anthony Smith in the 42 Fountain.
I think it's our first year to have no backup boat here with us. Usually we break one and we jump in the other one and go race again, you know. Kind of helps your spirit get back up there.
And here comes your leaders in Pro Class 1, Mobile X, Walmart.
Again, turn that lap, 2 minutes, 42 seconds. So they're holding their pace. DeFalco, about the same interval there, continuing to chase in second.
Morpheus third.
Actually, DeFalco lost about 3 seconds. They were 9 seconds off unofficially. Quite impressive what's happening with this Mobile X team. Here's X Insurance. They sure do look good. I agree with you, Billy. Look good today. Remember, they stuffed it a little bit, a little damage to the nose.
Yeah, on Tuesday.
The other day.
Broke the sponson up there and had to put it back on. You can see it on the starboard side. There's a little black up there where they glassed it back on there.
There's the Monster Energy, boat running well. Also for the Monster Energy Imcon team.
You know the water's big when a boat that goes out there. It's 43 foot long and stuffs it in those waves.
Yeah, as we get a good look at the Stancombs, 500 horsepower Mercuries with Porte brackets on them. Brackets are locked and fixed during racing, but helps them get X dimension in testing. Hank Saloon also uses them in the factory 450R class. As we look at the leader, Hancock Claims, continuing to run very strong here, heading into Key West Harbor at the hairpin turn. Your number 2 boat, race-winning Brands, running in second. I'll tell you what, impressive racing between Super V and Pro Class 1.
No Guardian yet. Everybody's running. Looks like the water pressure's fine on everybody's boats today.
Yeah, I mean, you have 5.
Well, we don't know where DF Young is.
You have, but you have 5 boats in the chase.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, which I think this is the most impressive Pro Class 1 race of the year. Where
I'd agree with that. Yeah,
with as many
100%.
boats are in competition. They are ready. They got themselves ready. They took advantage of the extra, the lay day, the cancellation on Wednesday, and they got their equipment going. Tip of the cap to the Pro Class 1 teams today. So we get a good shot aboard the X Insurance Helicam.
What a shot.
Yep, Hancock Claims. Something about V-bottom, just beautiful watching it run like that.
Watching it run, the sound when they come by, those side exhausts, it's so awesome. Chills every time, every
Here
lap.
comes our leader in Pro Class 1, continuing to turn those laps at 2 minutes, 42 seconds. The Falcons made some ground up, down to 5. This Cortez Cove also passes through. Here comes Morpheus behind DeFalco. 2 laps left in Pro Class 1. There's Morpheus, Carlos de Quesada, and John Tomlinson. Again, all these Pro Class 1 boats with the Mercury QC4V twin turbocharged engines. Here comes X Insurance, Randy Kent and Brett Lilly on the throttles. Number 11, X Insurance. That's an MTI, Marine Technologies hull.
Todd, you have this completing lap 7 or 8?
8. That's what I have.
I must have missed one. Well, we'll see.
Or I added one.
I wasn't counting.
You're supposed to have your tape, Billy.
I'm sorry.
Where
I don't have the same sheet
You
you
didn't
have.
bring your tape. Imcon, Monster Energy.
All 6 of
crew.
our lap tapes are still stuck to the windshield.
Yeah, and in 5th position in Pro Class 1. Live coverage here on Race World Offshore's Facebook page and YouTube channel is brought to you by Maximum Inflation. Maximum Inflation, prioritizing safety, where they have proudly supported missions from shuttle launches to recreational boating. The commitment to quality ensures that every life jacket produced is equipped to save lives. Maximum Inflation. Another good look at the 438 skater, Peter Ledden, designed for Tyler Miller to race Class 1.
Peter's here.
Of course, he's here every year. Never had the pleasure of meeting the great man.
Yep.
Matt usually has a dinner with him somewhere at some point. Matt Trulio. Hancock Claims. They're through. Just 2 laps left to go for them here today in Super V, and they've looked strong. Everybody has looked so well.
I guess
on
I
the water.
should make my disclaimer for Hancock Claims that the boat was not named the way I thought it was. It was named for Bill's daughter. Because it was taboo to go near his daughter.
Lisa, she's a cool woman.
I always thought it was taboo to put because it was taboo to put Arnesons on a fountain, but
Yeah.
No,
nope.
it's not common, that's for sure.
Nope. Whoa!
As we watch Mobile
The
X.
Falco's right there.
Yeah, they shaved that gap down to about 2.5 seconds, guys.
I think Billy just said it's go time.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's-
Second's
let's-
not good enough.
1 lap left to go in Pro Class 1. Your Mobile X Team Australia Walmart.
They're also in the turn with some traffic down there, so
Yeah,
with a
Wasteland
very-
Brands is coming out of there.
Yeah, with a very tight lead. They've been turning every
Oh,
lap
he
at
cut
about
inside.
2 minutes 42 seconds.
They-
DeFalco made up a
I
little
think he
bit.
came up right beside him now on that turn. He's right beside him coming
Let's
out.
see how they come
Oh,
out.
wow.
See if we can get to the harbor on the camera shot to see the Class 1 boats as they come around. Just watch Extra Insurance and Cortez Cove. Yep. We got a battle in Pro Class 1 heading out to turn number 1.
X-Mobile Walmart, Mobile X Walmart,
It's
they
too
came out.
close
but
to call. Just a 1 boat length lead over to Falco as we get a good look at X Insurance, and now
this will be a
Imcon
drag race to the finish coming around turn 2 here in a
Monster
minute.
Energy, of course.
Could
Not
we-
easy, Billy. Not easy to get around people.
Not at all.
You
Not
know,
these guys. There's
it's-
no, I mean, this is,
Especially on a course like Key West, there's just
Yeah.
not a ton of straightaway.
it's narrow, it's short. I mean, it's only 4.8 miles, you know, and it's you coming down the wall right here. You don't have much room. The turn down there is super tight, you know, if you're not setting yourself up. So, yeah, getting around someone on this race course is probably the hardest one there is, I would say.
It looks like it looks like the lead boat has made a little bit of distance there over DeFalco. Again, we're looking into extreme glare here.
I did see DeFalco take a little bit of a flyer at the start of turn 1.
I saw it too.
All right, we'll try and catch those boats as they come around Fort Zachary Taylor at turn number 2. Been some mayhem out there with turn buoys and stuff losing. We tried to put 3 at turn 1, 2 at turn 2, 3 in the harbor. With the roughness of the water, although not as rough as we thought it would be, it's definitely played some mayhem on those 3 buoys at turn number 1 as we look at OC Racing, I believe, or is that Hancock Claims? All right, here comes your boats. This is what we're looking for. Pro Class 1.
DeFalco went wide.
Yep, and it looks like the Mobile X Walmart team is going to lead every lap again here in Key West after doing it for 3 consecutive races to win the World Championships last year. There they are. Mobile X Walmart, 222 offshore with a 2.5 second.
See, I think they're on their 9th lap.
Well, you may be right. I may be crazy.
No comment.
I'm trying to think of the next part of the lyric, but I can't remember it.
Must be a lunatic.
Just may be a lunatic you're looking for.
Sorry. As we watch Morpheus through. Morpheus continuing to hold third place. OC Racing second. And, the boats are still running.
Okay, we just saw race-winning Brands come through, but where's Hancock?
He's coming out of the turn and turn 3 and a
he
hard
came
through on the outside.
He came through right.
Yeah.
We came right through when
Wow.
Mobile X, they've checked out.
Giovanni just said, yeah, sorry, Billy.
X Insurance, 43-foot MTI.
Where is the start boat? Like, where would they be waving a checkered flag
We're right
from?
in front of us. I mean, we're right on the start-finish line.
Right.
Yeah, and
I just got this big old monitor in front of me.
Yeah, it's right
we
here.
both have a big monitor in front of us. So MCon coming through. All the boats are going out at least for one more lap. I could have been a lap ahead of
All right.
schedule.
There's a.
It's exciting, Todd. It's exciting.
It is. South Racing, Cortez Cove. For the exception of one boat, all boats have stayed out on the course. No attrition between Pro Class 1
I got to
and
say that
Super V.
That Hancock Claims Team Farnsworth Super V Fountain just checked out. I mean, these guys are running hard, both of those boats, and they're a half lap ahead of them.
Coming up next, their biggest class of boats, Super Stock. Ryan Beckley's going to join us, the class representative.
The veteran.
Yes, sir.
The
20
legend.
years. This is the first year that Ryan won't be in a Super Stock boat.
And he's got his
Key
foot
West.
tapping over here, just nervous as can be already.
And here come your leaders in Pro Class 1. Put on quite a show for us today.
Here's the flag in front of you right here.
Yeah, and how do they do it? Darren Nicholson, 222 Offshore Marine in Australia, with his new sponsor, Mobile X and Walmart here in Key West, lead all the way through and win again for their fourth consecutive race in Key West. First this year, 2024. DeFalco will take second. Mike Falco and Billy Moore, second in Pro Class 1.
Great run.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're them, you're not unhappy with what you've got going into Sunday.
And third, Morpheus is to be ecstatic with their performance today. Gary Stray, the crew chief, with this big victory haul, 48-footer. John Tomlinson on the throttles. Carlos de Quesada,
There's your winner in Super V.
Carlos de Quesada, the driver, and there's your winner in Super V, as Eric noted. Hancock Claims, Farnsworth Racing, Elijah Kingery, and Anthony Smith.
There were 6 team members in that race that were also in the previous race in Super Cat. That's a lot of guys doing double duty there. Now Meyer's got to get out and jump into the Performance Boat Center Superstock.
This is a great run for X Insurance. To feel great about their performance here in Key West.
I can't imagine he would even have enough time to attempt to get rehydrated before he goes back out.
Yeah, good. Put a camel pack on the boat or something.
Yeah.
OC Racing,
Race-winning
Brands will take second to Ed Wendt and William McComb, that skater. There's Monster Energy, your Class 1 world champion.
Hey,
on the series this year.
5 out of 6 boats finished the race in Class 1.
Yep.
Best one I've ever seen.
Best one, yep.
Usually they start with 5 and they end with 2.
Yep, and no, without a doubt, the best Pro Class 1 race of the year.
Yep.
And maybe the last 2 years, really. I'll be honest with you.
I heard it's going to double next year, possibly, the fleet.
I've definitely heard of 2 or 3 more boats. You know, we heard MTI's building
the
a
GC
boat.
Racing team is going to campaign it.
Yeah,
Billy
Willie
Moff is
Cabeza
building
and
one.
Yeah, Grant Bruggeman.
What?
In GC Racing.
Billy Moff is building
Maybe it's a rumor.
A Class 1 boat?
Yeah,
Maybe
it's a rumor. We've heard. There's always rumors. You never know.
You know, the rumor mill in offshore racing is just like the one on Facebook, you know?
Yeah, that's right. Here comes Cortez Cove. He'll take third today in Super V.
Looks good. Those guys blew about 3 motors last year, so good for them, man. I always like to see them come back and just have a good run, you know?
Well, I think Rob's coming off a little bit of a challenge, too, and good to see him back in the boat.
Yep.
Now we got 14 boats getting ready to go Super Stock race.
I don't want no part of that one.
And I'll tell you, I mean,
I wanna watch it.
a lot of them were just salivating at the prospects of having a extremely rough race out there. Look, it's not going to be super calm,
Yeah.
but the winds are continued to come down. Right now, the winds of Fort Zach kind of swung around to the east. Fort Zach Retailer, 7 miles an hour right now as we. Now listen,
It's
been
still going to
blowing.
be 14 boats going into turn
It
one.
doesn't. Let me tell you something. It has been blowing for 4 weeks here in Key West, and the seas just don't stop churning.
Yeah.
So
it's not what we expected, though. It was expected to be a bit much bigger than this. And then,
yes, sir. I mean,
thankfully,
it
it's good like
definitely changes, and I can imagine right now some teams in Super Stock are thinking about weight changes, thinking about what propellers they might want to run here. So congratulations to the Mobile X Walmart team, 222 Offshore Marine out of Australia. Pick up right where they left off last year. Another big day for them. There they get ready to take their checkered flag.
Thanks to Rick Lindsay and X Insurance and that new Helicam they got up there on that thing.
Yep.
That is a really, really cool camera. He can film front, backwards, side by side. You know, before they were filming out one side of the helicopter. He was
Yep.
only catching one side of the deal. And then now he was flying facing this way, shooting backwards when they were getting that flag over there. So
There they are, Mobile X, 222 Offshore, co-sponsored by Walmart, Giovanni Carpatella, and Darren Nicholson. They just continued their winning ways from last year back here in Key West. And I'll be honest with you, I was skeptical, thought that they might have some hiccups, and
Yeah.
ran flawlessly out there.
Well, it's, when you were talking about the rumors 2 years ago, I was at the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show talking with the guys from Maritimo, and all they said to me was, "We did get a call about our 40 molds
Oh,
from
wow.
from another guy from down here," and so
I love watching
maybe,
the races when they're in them.
maybe we'll see a new Pro
Maritimo.
Floors.
Man, yeah, new Pro Floors, maybe Maritimo. Who knows?
Yeah, Maritimo. You ever seen the video on YouTube running the bridge to bridge in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
thing?
Hey,
The only thing crazier is the 22-foot boats with the 1,200 horse pulling a skier.
Yeah, right. 120 miles an hour.
2024 Key West World Championships brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the World Championships. Sunoco Racing Fuel, our official race fuel sponsor. Our host hotel, Keys Collection Hotels, and Race World Championship Bourbon. Maximum Inflation, of course, presenting our live stream coverage. X Insurance, our VIP hospitality sponsor. Fury Water Sports. Motley Entry Attorneys, our Race Village sponsor. Tuna Skin Apparel. First State Bank, the sponsor of the world's fastest boat parade. And of course, this event is funded, sponsored by the Tourist Development Council of Key West and Monroe County and the Lower Keys and Big Pine Key.